Welcome back to the Better Everyday podcast, where we're unlocking our best self one episode at a time. My name is Grace Garcia, and this is my husband, David Garcia.
What up?
Oh, what a busy day. I feel like we've been busy.
The same thing every week. We're busy. We're so busy. Tell everybody how busy you are.
We live a busy life.
It's less busy for me.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
I've just been reading books, to be honest, but
There you go.
but I'm always doing something. Like if I'm not creating, I'm reading. If I'm not reading, I'm in a meeting. If I'm not meeting, I'm running, which is good, but it's like purposeful.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't think we can ever go in a season where we're just like not doing anything. Like
Well, what would that season look like? Like no running, no working out.
Like just work. And like obviously we attend church and maybe work out, but like that's it. I think you could do that.
Yeah, I could do that.
But me, I feel like I have to like be involved and like do stuff and create and Then I get bored if I don't, and then I will pile too much on my plate. So I need to find like a right balance. I think I'm finding that balance.
I like my family.
I like my family. I like my family too.
That's good.
Yeah. So, anything new with you?
New? I don't think so.
You're getting super faster at running.
Yeah, I'm progressing nicely in my running journey. I am happy that little by little. Well, this past Saturday, I finally hit double digits again, so I did 10 miles.
Nice.
No pain. I've been doing one speed workout a week. No pain. Right now, the plan is I'm at about 20 miles a week, and so the plan is to little by little, probably adding like 2 miles every week, ramp up to about 30 to 40 miles a week.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm just following what my watch says. Because my watch was like in a base phase, whatever that is.
Yeah, you didn't build your base.
And then right now it's the build phase. And so it's threshold runs just started getting integrated. And then after, I think in August is where it's like the really long runs. Like it has categories.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thresholds just are going to start.
You should have taken that base phase seriously. Because you're building your foundation, right? You can't go lower than that. And so if you would have built a strong base, then right now that you're ramping up, like you'd be going. Because you said that you wanted to do, what's your goal for the marathon again? 4:30 or less?
No, 4:30.
What happened to or less?
I mean, if less, I wouldn't be mad, but.
So 4:30 is what, 11-minute pace? Is that what we said? You're going to kill the battery of your phone.
I'm not a mathematician.
I think it's something like that.
You should look it up then.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know why he says I haven't built properly. If I've been running 3 times a week, strength training twice. I've been working out 4 to 6 times a day. 4 to 6 times a week.
To run a
But please hold. We're not mathematicians. We can't do the math in our head.
Our marathon.
But yeah, the marathon's in October.
10:18 a minute.
Oh, you were way off. I was like, 11 minute? I could do that now.
Calm down.
What's the time for 11 minute?
It's like 5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Or under 5 hours. Okay, if we're going to talk about that, the last marathon that we did, I paced you for 15 miles and I left you at the perfect.
Yeah, and we didn't expect the heat. Long Beach does not have the hills that LA does. We're going to be good. I just keep telling myself, like, if I could do LA, I could do Long Beach.
I can't wait to do LA Marathon again.
It's another beast, I've heard. LA to Long Beach.
Huh? You mean Long Beach to LA?
No, like LA is the beast. Long Beach isn't.
Yeah, that's what I said. I can't wait to do LA Marathon.
So what I'm saying is, like, if I did such a great job in LA, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's naive, but I feel like I was being naive too with signing up for the marathon for LA. I feel like I had no business signing up. I was like, how am I going to go from a half marathon in Long Beach to like a full blown one in LA? And it was, I think you kept asking me and I kept saying like, oh, maybe it's just naive. Like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. So it's kind of like, we're going to figure it out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it worked for me. And so I'm like, okay, I did LA. Like, I can do Long Beach. And maybe it's another like little naive, but it's like, I see, and we just had this conversation before the camera started rolling. You see like the marathon, like, give it all you got, which obviously I think that too. But I see it as like a celebration where everyone's like, enjoy it. This is the culmination of everything you've built for to like celebrate. That's how I treat it as.
I definitely don't see it like that. You celebrate after the fact. I feel like the training, like I get your thought process. The training is the hard part, the grueling part, the part where you don't really enjoy it, but you know you have to do it. Because the way that you're speaking is like you train to be able to at least just cross the finish line, whatever time, but just cross the finish line. Whereas my training process or thought process in training is let me train because I want a specific goal. And I'm willing to push myself hard to be able to get to that goal. And if it means that during the actual marathon race, like I get to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I push myself really, and I have to just mentally buckle down and just be like, I have to get this goal. I have to. You don't celebrate until after you cross that finish line and you reached your goal.
Yeah, I think this goes back to how we see like finances and everything else in life. Like you're just like black and white, and I'm like, I want to enjoy the process when we get there. You know?
I enjoy the process. I enjoy my training when I come
because it's like it's you, like that. You're wired that way. I enjoy my training too, but it's like I don't know. We just see it differently, and I think people.
But you're over there like you run races to like for the photo op, like. Hi guys, hi. Like you're like a Marilyn Monroe, just like waving at everybody.
You act like I didn't have a goal for LA. I did have a goal. And I thought it was working out. And this time I have a goal. It's not like I don't have a goal and I'm just going to be like, oh, I'm just cruising and like taking pictures and just, I don't know, but just lagging it. That's not going to be me. I didn't do that for the half.
It's just like in my thought process, the way that you describe it sounds like you are just like, I'm just going to take it easy. You know, I'm here to celebrate.
You don't like
this race is a celebration of my training.
Yes, it is. You don't like the way I describe it just because it's like not your like hard.
Yeah,
like
push yourself.
I am pushing myself. I'm pushing myself. This watch gives me a goal and I hit it every single time. Like there's no like, oh, nice suggestion. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna go under. Like I see a goal. You should know me. People, it's funny because people who know me like think I'm like harsh, you know? And then I'm like, you think I'm harsh? Like you don't know my husband, but because people would be like, what the heck? You don't have to follow that if I'm like dying. And I'm like, no. Like I see something in my watch, and you even told me like I have to slow down because I try to like beat it by a couple seconds. Like nah, it tells me 10:30. I'm gonna have a 10:50, the 10:25 pace. Like I have to beat it by a couple of seconds. Like that's so I don't know why you think I think just because how I word it, but
yeah, I guess so.
And then I'm in like when I do because I've been keeping consistently strength training twice a week because I take with my physical therapist and she gave me my workouts for my lower body. Like what she said, seriously, of like strong legs can like you can be fast 100, and I'm not fast, but like you can be fast, but then there'll be a point where like your legs will give out on you if you're not strong. Like that stayed with me, and I feel like that's what pushes me. When I'm physically tired, I tell myself I have strong legs. Like you're not gonna collapse. You're not gonna collapse. Like just one foot over the other, one foot. Like that's what I tell myself. And I'm probably like lying to myself. My legs are probably like, you're gonna give out. But I'm just like, I've strength trained. I'm gonna do this. And I strength train in like freaking, at least when I'm in the school, like in the worst conditions ever, yo. Like I feel like it's not safe, but I just tell myself like if I can strength train in a hot box, I can do it. I can do the marathon in October.
PRER.
No, that's where we disagree.
No, PR or ER.
Because I will be smiling in my pictures.
Let me ask you this: if you do Long Beach and you do it in more time than you did at LA,
there's no way. There's no way. I would be mad at myself. I would quit running. No, that sounds. What if I get injured?
Okay, but the question is: are you training to be able to beat it?
Yeah, I never timed my when I did Long Beach. I never had like a time goal. With my Strava, Like I never did the suggestions ever. I just found out this was a thing with when I'm training for this one. This time I am taking my Strava, and I'm like, okay, I'm assuming because it gets my sleep and knows how my recovery time, like it knows what it's doing.
With Long Beach, you had a watch already.
I had a watch, but I never used the suggestions on here. It was just like what I could do. I would push myself, but I had no idea like what to
you
gauge.
were being trained by ChatGPT.
Yeah, and this time I started off with ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT is actually telling me to do more miles, and that's why I was like, oh, should I trust Strava? Because ChatGPT has been telling me to do like what you were saying, like 10, 11 miles, and my Strava has been telling me no, do 50 minutes, but at a 10:30 pace. And like part of me is like, should I trust it? Should I not? But I'm just trusting it because I'm like, okay. I think I'm trusting it because I'm like, I can't do worse in LA. So like regardless, I'm gonna get better. And I'm trusting it because I'm like, it knows again all my data. So like,
what was your time in LA Marathon again?
5:15.
And
5:17.
What's the prediction on your watch?
Right now?
You said 5:40 something?
No, 4:43.
Okay.
I've progressed.
According to your watch.
According to my watch.
But does it take into account like your photo ops?
I don't stop for pictures. But I actually need to start training, taking out my phone and being like, mile 1, mile 2. I need to train for that because I think I do slow down.
That for whatever reason like makes my heart rate shoot up. The moment that I move my arm and I grab it and I put it out here, up like 5 or 10 beats per minute.
Oh yeah, probably.
It's so annoying.
And then I thought I was going fast, and I'm like, what the heck? I just slowed down like 30 seconds or whatever. Yeah. But I need to practice because I need to record it for real this time. I need to now. Should we announce it? The exciting news? You're not going to believe it. I feel like I don't believe it. But I am a Long Beach Marathon ambassador. I thought you're the one who told me. You found out first.
Oh, yeah. Because I get her notifications of your email.
Snooper.
I just saw like, congratulations, you're an ambassador. And I immediately opened it and I'm like, you're an ambassador of Long Beach Marathon.
Yeah, and I was like, are you sure? Is it real? Like part of me was like, what if it's not real? What if I get my hopes up? And
yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I thought like, oh, what if it's a scam? They just know I like running. But today I officially went on the meeting. There was a Zoom call with all the ambassadors. They told us like what it entails and stuff like that. And then they said, okay, after this meeting, you guys can announce it. And so I was like, David, let's do the podcast about it. And I'm so excited.
So what does that entail? What does it include? What's all the perks? What do you have to do?
Do you think I can say that? I mean, they just said I didn't not have to say that.
It's not like it's top secret.
It's top secret. Only ambassadors. No. I think they just really want to focus on like the community, Long Beach. And so they like recommend trying to meet new people. Like it's very like meet new people, try to make contacts with like run clubs, motivate people to run in Long Beach, motivate them to obviously like buy the tickets. That's what like their thing is. So I think they get a lot of people from different demographics, people who love running though, who just have like a passion for running. Mm-hmm. And their goal is to spread it specifically in Long Beach. And yeah, so it entails they're going to pay for my ticket. It entails like merch. I have to make videos for them, obviously. And they would have loved, they said, to see like the day, that weekend, like experience, like from the bib and everything, like document it, which I already always document it. So I'm like, now it's cool that it's like official. Like I document it for a reason, you know?
The one thing that she wanted to know, but she didn't have the nuts to ask is,
no,
because there's a package for most marathons. They usually label it as like the VIP. And usually you get like a warmed tent because usually the mornings are pretty cold.
Yeah, it's like 5 a.m.
So it's a warm tent and you got like private restrooms where you don't have to make a long line.
That's
and they're
what I
not
wanted.
dirty
The
and
restrooms.
not highly used. So she has no idea whether she gets that or not.
No.
Hopefully she gets it.
Hopefully, but if not, I think I wouldn't, because I was like, oh, I'm not going to be with you. So I think if I don't get it, I mean, I didn't even use the restroom at LA, and that's it. It started out later.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be with me just for like a short little amount of time. But we could easily text each other and be like, okay, we're going to the start line.
Sure,
okay, I'll meet you there. It's not like you have a different segregated like start line.
But I just like being with you like that whole time. Like it's exciting. But I think it'll be fun. But like I think I could do it. That was my biggest fear in the LA marathon was like the restroom situation, and I didn't use the restroom. But here I'm like, okay, we're way closer to home, and it starts way earlier. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if that was included. I didn't want to seem like entitled. Or
It doesn't hurt to ask though. Like, hey, like, does it happen to include the VIP?
I'm assuming if it did, they would have said it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, probably.
And she did say like how many like brands they work with, and then you might get freebies depending and stuff like that. And,
that's pretty cool. And that means that you have to. I'm assuming either they're gonna let you know, or you have to find out where the shakeout runs are.
Yeah, she said there was one. She mentioned it. But
there's a big one. I think it's usually with Sports Basement that everybody shows up there the day before and does like a shakeout run.
Yeah, there is one she mentioned, and I can't. But she said she was gonna send us the PowerPoint that she did.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, it'd be cool if you guys go and stuff like that. But I'm just shocked and excited that they picked me. We were looking at other ambassadors, and I'm like, they're way faster. And then you can obviously compare yourself and be like, what the heck am I doing here? But I just
luckily they didn't have access to your Strava.
Yes. But I just think it's like, I think no matter what space you're in, even if you worked freaking hard to do it, and I feel like I worked hard to be where I'm at today.
Yeah.
There's always some imposter syndrome where you're just like, why am I here? Am I like the best one they could have chosen? Like I'm 100% sure there's better ones. They could have chosen you. Like any of our friends would have probably been better than me. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, like I feel like it's too good to be true. So I was like cheesing the whole call, and like after I'm like, David, I get to be an ambassador.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring it up because it's been a year now. David doesn't like when I say I've just started running. He's like, when are you gonna stop saying that?
She's gonna be like 5 years into running and I just started.
But
guys.
I feel like most of my life, all of my life, I was not athletic. From 1 to 29. It wasn't until I hit 30 where I was like, boom, it's gonna change. And 1 year, 365 days, I've been taking it serious. I think probably a little less, but taking it serious. And in 1 year span, I started running, did a half marathon, a full marathon, and I'm an ambassador in 1 year span. That's pretty wild to me.
You know what I'm grateful for actually as well? It's because there was a time before that you were getting into like working out, and then you got pregnant.
Yes.
So I'm grateful that we haven't gotten pregnant again.
Everyone tell him to go get.
That would have derailed you.
I wonder if it would have, or if I could have actually sustained. It's because I don't have cute like first trimester pregnancies. I get like bedridden, like bad. But I would have hoped like, okay, now I've ran so I can run with the belly, because it looks so cute when they run with the belly and they keep going the whole pregnancy.
Poor kids getting shake shift syndrome in there. Yeah.
If they did it before, it's like totally safe. So I would have hoped that would have been me. Like, okay, I already ran so I can get used to it. But it's just the nausea is the one that like, just wipes me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this is, I think so much has happened in a year. And I think the thing is, like, I'm grateful and I feel special, obviously, but I feel like I am not special. Like, I'm like, anyone can do such, I don't even think it was a drastic change. That's the thing. Like, I look back at my journey and I'm like, I don't remember. It's not like people see, I think they see anyone running and they see my story and they're just like, oh, they just had to go like all in, like so hard and, you know, like sacrifice so much or whatever. And I feel like it wasn't that difficult to start. It wasn't that difficult to maintain. So I just want to like shake everyone and be like, you can do it.
I would say it was somewhat drastic though.
Because you were drastic?
Well, I mean, you went from a person that didn't work out to a person that little by little like works out every day.
But that's the thing. It's little by little. Like it wasn't a shock to like me, you, the family. Because it was little by little.
I would still call that drastic because I think it's the moment that you flip that switch in your mind, I think it becomes drastic. You went from being one person to another person pretty much overnight. Now, like, hear me out. you went from being one person to another person overnight. You just made that decision. Now, over time is when you took the steps to reinforce that new person. And maybe that part you could say not drastic, but I think it's pretty drastic. It's kind of like a 180. A person who doesn't work out at all to deciding I am going to work out a lot now.
So yeah, it goes from like the old person of like, I'm not a runner, I'm not athletic, to that first yes of like, yes, I'm going to start, I'm going to do this. And then, yeah, I guess it's a process, a slow process. But from one day to another, I would love to see like outsiders' perspectives. And I have friends, like maybe can ask them, but like I would love for them to be like they saw me as like, oh, not athletic. And all of a sudden it's like they know me as like the one who runs, the one who like is gaining muscle and stuff like that. Like if for them it was like a huge switch because they don't see me day to day. Or if not, if they saw it like, oh no, she's working at it and they like the progression. But I think from me for sure it was the hardest thing, and I tell this to anyone. We had our financial tribe group, and I kept trying to like reiterate it. I think the hardest change anyone can do is the identity shift. It's like before the actions, because actions, I feel like sometimes they're hard and then they get easier with time. Anyone could do the actions, but then everyone can stop. And so the main thing I think that just like changes drastically the catalyst is that identity shift. That's so important. I don't know. Would you agree?
I would go back to what I said. First, it's that flip of the switch, going
like
from
yes.
I'm not to I am, then making the decisions to reinforce that. Then over time that matures. And then over time also you get tested. When you lose that motivation, are you going to keep going? When something throws a pebble in your path, are you going to keep going? When your husband also works out and says, my workout takes precedent over yours, and now
it's real.
Now trying to like schedule, like when are you going to actually work out? That test is going to prove to you, are you serious about it or not? So I think that's what, in my thought process, that's how it progresses. You make the decision, make the actions to reinforce it. Over time, it matures. Over time, you get tested.
I agree. But the underlying like factor there is like the identity shift. But you're just saying it's strengthened and gets stronger.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can have a moment of motivation of where like, oh, I want to be different. You know, they hear some sort of motivational speech and they're like, oh, I need to get my life together. Like I need to make this change. And that change is I know it's going to be for my good and blah, blah, blah. So they take that first step, the switch flipped. They first start because they're motivated, start putting the actions towards, you know, like this is who I am. But as time goes on and as they should be maturing, they start realizing how hard it is. And the first test for a lot of people is the patience part, the time part. Can I keep this going for a long time? And that's where a lot of people kind of go like, I don't know, whether it's like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I mean, we've talked about it before. Usually January 1st is the resolution day. Everyone's like, oh, we're making the switch. This is the year I'm going to lock in. I'm going to go to the gym. And I think it's week 3 of the year that's called Quitter's Day. There's a certain day in the third week where it's called Quitter's Day that people just give up on that day. And they must have called it that day Quitter's Day, and because there must be some sort of statistics that backs that up of like people only have that much of patience of 3 weeks. It's like, nah, this is too hard. And so I think that identity shift, again, it's still going to get tested. Like, is that really who you are? And whatever it is that you, I think whatever it is that you choose to like be like, this is what I'm going to do, whether that's health, whether that's spiritual practice, whether that's finances, whatever, you're going to get tested. And it's not going to be rainbows and butterflies the whole way. Like the motivation that it's almost like what they say about relationships. Like when you first get into a relationship, it's the honeymoon phase, all the goofy juices are going into your
Goofy
head.
juices.
And when they dissipate, then you're left with, oh, I'm actually in a real relationship. And there's times where I don't really like get along with this person. There's things that irks me or whatever. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to continue working at this relationship or not? So it's the same thing with anything. It's just like you come to a point where it's like, do I want to keep this going or not? And a lot of people would be like, I choose my comfort.
Yeah. So I do think the point that people most lack, it's like I could be wrong or maybe naive, and obviously I haven't experienced it like I'm only me, so I can't experience what other people are experiencing. But I have a feeling that the majority of issues doesn't come from like a person being physically exhausted or mentally, or like it doesn't come from like the external. It comes from like you have a weak moment, like you have a weak thought, you have a weak mind identity of who you are, and so that you entertain that and you quit. And it's not because you were not capable of it. It's because you weren't able to rein in that thought.
Yeah, and I mean, you get to that moment and your brain automatically, I think, is trying to find the best way out of something hard. Mm-hmm. And that's why when you get to those moments, especially nowadays, you get those moments of like, oh, maybe I went too hard too fast. Maybe I need to slow down. Maybe, for my mental health, I need to, like, I'm burning myself out. Like, this is not healthy. There's got to be a healthier rhythm. Let me just, based on my feelings. And we said it with the financial group, and, we've said it here before. The moment that you rely on your feelings are very treacherous, and they're not going to lead you to the places that you really want to go. Mm-hmm. They're going to lead you to comfort, and the comfort usually ends up making you end up in not places that you want to be.
So you'd say like the mind is probably like your weakest link.
I would say your emotions are your weakest link. Then it's your mind. Your emotions try to take over your mind. Your emotions is what tells you, like,
I'm tired.
Find a way to justify these feelings and find a way to, like, justify a reason to stop.
So what? Because I'm sure a lot of people have different kind of goals, and they either started it and stopped or never started to begin with. So what has helped you in, like, when you get to that point, when you're tired, when your emotions start, like, telling your brain, I don't want to get into this. Like, what kind of, I want to get into your, like, your mental mindset, like, in your head. What do you tell yourself? Are there times you give in? What does that look like?
My best motivation, whether that's healthy or not healthy, whether it's pride or whatever, well, it is pride. My best motivation is competition. Mm. That is by far my best motivation. My best motivation to the point that this is going to sound like really weird to say, and it almost feels blasphemous.
Uh-oh.
But
you might get canceled.
No. I might get made fun of. Mm. But you probably never watched it, but there is a documentary on Michael Jordan.
Oh, I've heard you say it before.
And there's a part in there where where he explains, like, he used to basically make up stories in his mind to motivate him in regards to, like, if somebody smirked at them, he would make up some story in his mind, like, oh, he thinks he's going to, like, just destroy you in today's game. I'm going to show him. And so, for example, kind of funny, I mention this friend all the time, Sergio. I talk to him all the time. And one day I was like, oh, hey, I'm in my maintenance phase for working out. And he's like, what does that mean? I'm like, oh, well, I've been kind of like been going hard for like 10 weeks or whatever. And now I'm bringing down the weights and I'm bringing down, like, the effort or whatever, just to let my body kind of, like, relax for a little bit and get ready for the next push or whatever. Mm. And I sent him what I had been doing. And he started laughing at me. And he's like, you call that hard? You went hard for 10 weeks? He's like, dude, there was 1 week that you, like, took like 3 or 4 rest days. He's like, you call that hard? And he started like clowning on me, and like my pride started boiling. And from that boiling, I just started like poking at him too, to the point that it kind of blew up. And he's like, you know what? I challenge you then. He's like, let's see who's the most consistent. Because I would call him, in Spanish, we say huevón, which means basically lazy. And I went to ChatGPT. I took a picture of his face.
Stop it.
And I told ChatGPT, mix this guy's face with an egg. And I did it. And I
and if he hears this, what are you gonna?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm gonna tell him tomorrow that I talked about him. But basically, the competition is that to see who's the most consistent. And since that day, I think I have gone. I have to check my Strava, but it's something like close to 40 days nonstop now. Since that day, like I haven't took a day of rest. I'll take like what I call active rest, which is like a very short recovery pace, 2-mile run. But I'm like, that's the least I'm gonna do. Like, and I told him, he's like, oh, you're gonna give up, and I'm like, dude, you don't know me like that. And he does know me like that. He's told me, he's like, dude, I already know you. Like when you get into competition, like you'll do anything to win. And I'm like, oh yeah. And the funny thing is that he said that, and now he's like, oh, I'm going to beat you. And I'm like, dude, there's no chance, bro. I'm not going to let you beat me. And I'm like, the reason why he got mad is because he has a crazy schedule, and I feel bad for him. He has to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning, have a 2-hour drive just to get to work. He works or whatever. His work is not that bad. I mean, he complains about it, but
You're just putting him all out there.
And then he drives home for 2 hours. He doesn't get home until like 7 p.m. He has a short amount of time to spend with his family, and then he has to make time to work out, which he usually works out at night. When he was going to the gym, he would go to like 9:30 or whatever. And there'd be some times where I'm like, oh, hey, did you go to the gym? He's like, oh, no, not yesterday. I'm like, why not? He's like, I just, I just felt tired or whatever. And I'd start clowning him. I'm like, oh, you're such a huevón and you're lazy and blah, 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 blah. So that really irks him. And that's why he challenged me or whatever. And he is in the same boat where he has not stopped. He has been consistent. We've been checking each other's Strava just to make sure that we've been working out, whatever. Because I'm ready to just make fun of him. Like the moment that he like doesn't do a workout.
I'm not healthy, guys.
Oh, it's not healthy because that dude has back aches. He's been telling me he went to the doctor to get MRI this past weekend. He has a knee problem now that he needs an MRI. And I'm like, dude, just stop, dude. You're going to like, he's like, nope. He's like, I'm not going to let you beat me. And I'm like, dude, your body is telling you that you can't keep up with me. But anyways, that huge story was for the simple fact of saying like my biggest motivation is competition. Like the moment like I have competition in my mind, whether that's made up competition with my friends that I actually run with and that we like really encourage each other. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm encouraging you, but I'm not going to let you beat me, bro. Like I need to be first. I need to be the first one that crosses that line or whatever. And that's probably what has gotten me into like injured before.
Yeah.
But it's competition for me. And so in the moments where I'm like, oh man, like I feel like taking a day off or whatever. When I'm locked in mentally like that, when I think about that, like, oh man, it's tough. I didn't get a lot of sleep or whatever. I'm just like, if I put in this workout, I'm going to be one day ahead. And I just keep thinking one day ahead. And I just think about like all the great stories. I mean, you hear about great sports people. You hear about you hear about like teammates that like, oh, I thought I showed up early to the practice. Little did I know that this one dude was 2 hours before me. And not only was he 2 hours before me and like 3 hours before the actual practice, after practice, he still stayed practicing for another 2 hours or whatever. And then you just think about all those people that put in more time and they know that if I put in more time, if I put in more effort, if I'm smarter with my training, if I take 1,000 shots more than the person like beside me, there's no way that guy is ever going to beat me.
Yeah.
Right. And so I just have that in mind. I'm like, okay, I need to keep training. So that's my biggest motivation. My biggest motivation also is that I usually tend to put out my goals out there like, oh, hey, I'm going to do like a 4-hour marathon or whatever. So Now I feel like, again, competition with myself. I'm like, oh, I already put it out there. So I'm not going to look like a fool and be like, oh, I didn't do it. I don't want to come out here with excuses like, oh, this is the reason why it didn't happen, blah,
Like last
blah.
time.
Sure, like last time. But that last time I was actually injured and I still ran injured.
Yeah, I did.
But that's honestly my biggest motivation.
So do you think like to be great, you have to have this stubbornness characteristic?
Yes. Yeah, because I mean, that I'm just telling you what my fuel is for, I guess, motivation that surpasses emotions. Because the emotions are going to come in, like I said, like I'm like just like everybody else. Like, oh, I only got like 6 hours of sleep last night. Feeling really tired. This eye is twitching, whatever. I'm like, I don't feel like working out. But then just like, okay, I put it out there what my goal is going to be. I'm in competition with this one dude. I want to beat my friends or whatever. Like I want to be first or whatever. And that's just like, okay, that is what transcends the emotions. I'm like, regardless of what my emotions are telling me, I'm mentally locked in. Like, I'm sorry, emotions. Like, we'll have to catch up on sleep another time. And I do. I'm not a person that likes to like continuously get bad sleep. But I'm like, I know I'm going to catch up on sleep during the rest of the week, whatever. I'm going to lock in and we're going to be fine. And yeah, you have to find a way to surpass your feelings. And again, this transcends just like the running part. This goes into anything that you want to do long term. Your feelings are going to start to tell you like you're tired, you're burnt out, you can't do this, you can't do that, stop, take a break, blah, 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 blah. But you kind of just have to tell yourself, like, exactly what you said with, if I can work out in this hot box, then I know that when I run my marathon and I feel like it's hard, I'm just going to remember these moments where I worked out in the hot box and be like, if I could do that, I could do this. It's just like that thing that you need that drive, you need that competitiveness, you need that championship mindset and spirit.
Yeah. But I feel like people need to like train that muscle because I don't think it comes naturally. At least for me, when my emotions take over, like it's so easy to just complain and be like, oh, but I'm so tired. Oh, but I have to do this and I have to do that tomorrow and I'm stressed and I should be doing that or whatever. Like it's so easy to come up with a list of excuses. And you need to be intentional in being like, no, I'm going to stop talking like this and think about prior things that I was able to do and bring it up to memory to remind myself of who I am, remind myself of what I am capable of. Because I feel like for a lot of people that doesn't come natural.
Well, me and you are different. And this is a perfect question for you because we're going to get a different perspective. You have done that a couple of times, a handful of times. You come like, oh, I'm so tired, but I have to do this workout and blah, 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 and I don't really want to. And then I go, don't do it then. And for whatever reason, like the question's coming, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's me saying like, don't do it then, that's not triggers you something. You're like, no, I'm going to do it. So the question is, when you feel those emotions of like, oh, I'm so tired, I didn't get good sleep, I had a long day, I had to deal with annoying kids, blah, 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 whatever the list is of your emotions that are telling you reasons why you shouldn't do it. What is it that makes you snap out of it and be like, I'm just going to go do it?
There's a few things. One, I feel like I know myself. If I take days off, it will derail me and it'll be so much more easy to like not have a routine. And then when I regret it, to start my routine is going to take me longer than if I just sustain it. And so I tell myself like, Grace, you're being a good routine. Like, do you really want to stop and have to restart all over again? Like, it's going to be harder to do that than just go and get your butt to work out.
So an object that stays in motion, an object that is in motion stays in motion is what your mentality is.
The second thing is ClassPass charges you. Like, that's where you make fun of me, but I honestly feel like I'm in that season, maybe because I'm a newish working outer. But I feel like because I do get bored and I get like, that mentally, like I get exhausted. Where I don't want to do anything. Like I literally, I would think I'd be fine like not working out. I think I'd be like, like maybe I'll miss it now. But I see myself doing that. And so in my head, how it works, I don't have like the switch that I could just pull on like, just go for it. Like keep doing it. Like I will do these classes where I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to like a change of pace. Like I can't get bored with it because if I get bored, I feel like I'm gonna just give up and then just quit. And then they charge you if you cancel. So I'm like, sometimes I'm like, why did I freaking schedule this class?
Yeah, but okay. So regardless of the class pass, I mean, you spend money on it, so you don't want to waste your money. That makes complete sense. But there's some times where you don't book a class and it's just straight up running. I know you've done that 1 or 2 times with me. You're like, oh, I don't feel like doing this run. And I'm like, don't do it. And you're just like, no, I'm going to go do it. Like right there, you're not spending money. So is it just that whole an object in motion stays in motion? Or is it, I mean, you're a 3. So I'm trying to like tap into your brain. And is it like, because I tell you don't do it, maybe you think like, oh, he's going to think less of me if I don't.
No, for sure. I think you're going to think less of me. But I think at some points I'm like, I don't care. Like, let him. But I have like so in my email drafts, I have like a whole schedule of like workout, strength train, whatever. And then if I know this probably doesn't even like scientifically compute and it's probably like irrational. But if I miss a day, I put it in like another category and I'm like, I have to make it up somehow. And then I see it up and I'm like,
so you're in debt with yourself.
Yeah. So then I'm like, I can't afford to, like, there's no way I can make it up. And so I'm like, I'm going to ruin my whole training schedule. And I just like, I'm like, I can't. So then I just have to work strength train twice a week and then at least try to run 3 times.
But that's a different perspective. Like we're both coming up with different conclusions of how we can basically overcome our feelings to just do what we know we have to do.
Yeah. And I think every day is not going to be the same. And I think you have to know, like, get to know yourself of like, what's your weaknesses? What will make you be like, you know what, forget it. And then what can you, like, how can you hype yourself up? Because there's times, like at the marathon, that for sure, the way you said about I would look at someone and I'd be like, and it sounds like judgy, but I'm like, Grace, you can run better than that person. Like, don't let that person pass you.
You got the Michael Jordan in you too.
100%. And then I'm working out like in a strength training class and I see that like they're tired.
You do that a lot actually. All the time.
Or if you are there with me or whatever, I'm like, I'm not going to stop. I could be trembling Pilates. I'm like, I'm not going to stop. Like, I'll be running with you and you're like, Grace, my pace. And I'm like, no, I will run at your pace. And like I have a prideful like thing. That's why I asked you, like, is that stubbornness involved? Because I'm like, if I wasn't stubborn, if I didn't care, there's people who like don't care. And they're like, oh no, whatever. Maybe and it's because that hasn't been awakened in them.
Yeah.
But I feel like there has to be like something where you're just like, nah. Like I'm more, like I'm better. I'm, like think of high esteem of yourself. Maybe there's a healthy way to get there.
I mean, what I hear from what you're saying as well is like you get positive reinforcement from this, right? Like doing the competition, like let's say with the person beside you and you're like, oh, that person looks stronger than me and I'm doing the same amount of weights as them. Then you walk away proud of yourself. You're like,
yeah, I
don't look nearly as good as that person and I hung with that person or whatever.
Yeah.
That's positive reinforcement. That's dopamine hits or whatever. Same thing with, I guess, me and you running or whatever, that if you can keep up to the pace, you're just like, oh, like I was able to keep up with him and he's a man, he runs faster than me, usually whatever. That's positive reinforcement. And I think that is something important as well, to have somebody keep the ball rolling past those emotions. Like for example, with me, one of my positive reinforcements is my milkshake. I don't get my milkshake if I don't work out.
Yeah.
And for me, that is the only hit of like sugar that I really get. And it's not even like sugar. Like it's raw honey, it's a banana, it's protein powder or whatever, and it's milk. But like mentally, both just taste wise and just like, yeah, as a positive reinforcement, as a treat, whatever, I get my milkshake after I work out. And that milkshake tastes, I've been drinking that milkshake for maybe 2 years now, and it doesn't change. The moment I take that first sip, oh my goodness, it's so good. And another one could be, I mean, this one I learned from therapy, is like when you're done a workout and you look, like if you progress, then that's super easy. You're just like, oh man, like I'm proud of myself. Like I ran 10 seconds faster, or like I ran 1 mile longer or whatever. Like I'm progressing in this way. That's positive reinforcement right there. Like I feel like a lot of people maybe forget to have those moments of like, hey, like whether that's metaphorically or like literally looking yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm proud of you. Like,
yeah,
you went from this to this. you made progress. Maybe some people forget to do that, or maybe people have plateaued. That because plateauing definitely can kill the motivation of people. It's just like, oh, I'm not progressing anymore. I know I get there sometimes where I'm like, oh, like the lack of progress kills my motivation. I could safely say that. And in those moments, I really have to dig deep and just be like, okay, like, let's just go one more week, and hopefully it's just like the 1 week plateau, and then I can come back and progress or whatever. But like plateau for me is just like, I'm putting all this effort in and I'm not getting better. Like, no, like this can't be. And that kills my motivation for me. But you always have to find a way.
Yeah. I think learning to talk to yourself, learning to figure out what gets you going. Because there's times even I feel like I plateaued. And I have to remind myself, we are like in the box. So it's so much harder to see it. Because I'm sure people outside the box, like recently I wore some pants that I did not pick.
You guys made Grace's day. Whoever sent her a message.
It was like 4 girls or 5 girls.
Oh my goodness. Was she on cloud 9?
Oh, I was. I'm still writing it. But I picked pants and I did not even think about my legs. Like, I usually don't wear pants thinking about
You only thought about flexing. Yeah, I get it.
No, I just picked an outfit. I remember I didn't know what to wear that day. I didn't even like my outfit. Honestly didn't even like my outfit. I was like, I don't want to wear green on green, whatever. And then, I was doing announcements at church, and then they like played a clip. And
do you have the picture? If you do,
sure.
Send it to me.
You're going to put it up?
Yeah.
And they sent it
I'm going to circle it in that little bump that everybody's like hyping up.
But they're like, whoa, we could see like your legs. And I was just like, oh my, because I feel like I don't, when you see yourself in the mirror, like I always like joke with you, like, do you see something? Do you see something? Like I don't see something, but I like hope that there's something there. I'm like, I've been freaking working out and I'm sore and I'm tired. And you like hope that you're not doing it in vain. You hope that you're growing. And then you don't see anything day by day, but it's not like we're so harsh on ourselves and how are we going to see the difference? Mm-hmm. But then when there's like pictures and it's like, okay, like clearly people see that I have muscle. Like I never got told that. And I'm not people know that I'm working out more, but I was actually thinking about it. I was like, I'm proud of myself because I feel like there's people who like work out and we know when they work out because they just post about it. And I'm like, dang, I'm one of the people where like, they probably don't even know I work out every day. Like there's no way they know unless they follow me on Strava, but like, I'm not posting about it all the time. And so I'm like, they probably think like just when I post, I work out. But just those like reinforcements of people saying like, oh, we see like your leg muscles. And I'm like, okay, so it's something that I tell myself when I'm like too tired, you're going to lose it all. Like you're going to lose all your leg muscle if you like miss this day or whatever. Like, or it could be even bigger if you just like get your butt up and like do the leg workouts. And so I just tell myself like, and if I don't see a change, I'm like, at least I'm maintaining it. I'm not going to lose them. Because I'm pretty proud.
The only thing that I would say about that is like, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And what I'm trying to say is like, if you live off of people's affirmations, you'll also die from a lack of affirmations. Yeah, but
I feel like I wasn't working out for people's affirmations. Like I have sustained a whole year without people noticing my legs. Mm-hmm. Like no one noticed I was growing a little booty or thigh for a whole year. After the year mark, people are like, hey, you're looking toned. So I don't think it's like that didn't create me. Yeah. You know, it's just like a whipped cream on top of like the ice cream or the cake where it's like, okay, like this is nice. So that when you having a bad day, you're like, hey, but they see progress though. Yeah. So like it might be a whole nother year until people are like, okay, no, now we for sure see more change. But I'll take it.
I can't believe how many people sent you a message on that. That was like,
you don't see it?
And then you show me the picture and I'm like,
wow, he's a hater.
No. But like they were acting like you were freaking like just stacked with muscles.
Like a Hulk.
Yeah. And it was like one bump. I'll show you guys the picture. It was one bump. And yeah, that's clearly a line from your thigh muscle. And maybe it's like, oh, like she's just wearing regular pants and like it's popping out. Like, oh dang, like that's huge. But I mean,
know, whatever those girls saw.
Oh yeah, they were hyping you up. Holy moly!
Yeah, and then same thing. We went to like a girls thing, and they were like, Grace, I think your butt is getting a little bigger. And I was like, stop it. Stop. Like, my sister has told me to. And I'm like, you guys are just like feeding me. But again, I don't think it's like, I'm not worried because I'm like, if I didn't get, I did a whole year without progress, but it's so nice.
And that's why you're willing to die in the hot box.
Oh, yes.
I would not recommend anybody working out there. Like at a certain temperature, like you do run the risk. Okay. Cause you're not only the way that you make it sound is like it's probably like 85 to 90 degrees in there, which is pretty hot. Then you're working out, you're elevating your heart rate, you're elevating your body temperature. Like there is a high chance, and especially if you're not constantly hydrating, there is a high chance, and you're by yourself. There's nobody in there usually until like the very end. You say somebody walks in, but there is a high chance of you getting a heat stroke or a heat caused illness.
I need to see what the symptoms are of that, just so that I'm aware.
Like the first sign is like usually dizziness, or you stop sweating. The moment you stop sweating while you're working out, that's
okay.
I've always a problem. Sweated,
but my Garmin will tell you, right? You'll get a notification, then you have to somehow try to get to me.
In 30 minutes?
Call 911. I don't know. My wife is at well, I'm not going to say the school name.
You were about to. But yeah. A question, I guess, going back just a little bit from your conversation. We were talking about your transition from not working out to working out. And I guess my question is, what did you, if you remember, what was the first test that you had to go over in regards to this? Do you remember?
I think my first test, we talked about it in other episodes, was like my diastasis recti thing. Because I wanted to work out before then. Mm-hmm. And I did.
Oh, you say you did.
Huh?
You say you wanted to work out.
Yeah, but no, I remember running, and then I was like paranoid, and someone told me that like people's like guts would come out of their abs if they had diastasis recti, and it does. It's like a massive hernia, like that happens because your plates are like opened or whatever. And I would swear I would feel like I'm like, it's gonna happen. Like I felt stuff, and I was like, nah, I'm like taking myself out. And then I was just like, what can I do? What can I not do? And so I was like iffy, and that was the biggest hurdle. That was stopping me from working out. Because I didn't know how to work out properly. How do I know if I'm bracing my core?
Okay, so that, I guess, just to put it in layman's terms, I guess, that was a test of fear, it sounds like, and also a test from a lack of information.
Yeah, I think it's a lack of knowledge, a lack of no one around me like dealt with it.
Okay.
I would ask people.
And so how did you combat it and overcome it?
I sought help. It took me a while to get help because, again, the people who were physical therapists and who I would call, they'd be like, what's that? And I'm like, you're the professional. Like, they'd be like, is this for your back? Is this for, and I was like on the verge of tears, like call after call. No, we don't do that. No, sorry, we don't do that. And I feel like they need to get better because so many women go through it, and like, it can't be that small of a population. And so that was the biggest hurdle. Like, once I got over, okay, I'm going to tackle this, it's the lack of availability, I guess. And thankfully I had insurance, because I can't imagine women who like are going through something like me and then they don't have insurance to cover it, because it was $9 per session. Mm-hmm. And that's what I needed. I just needed someone who, and honestly, she wasn't even like good at it. She was just willing to like study. She's said, I'm not even, like that wasn't her specialty, diastasis recti, but she was willing to study it and understand and like find workouts and then help me with it. And we were working at it like together. But I just needed someone to have confidence in me, someone to be like, you can do it, and keep me accountable. I remember
you needed a coach.
Yeah, I was so happy I would remember like saying, I ran this. I can't wait to tell her when I see her on like, I think it was like Monday or something. Like, I can't wait to tell her that I ran 7 miles, that I ran 10 miles, that I like did this. Mm-hmm. I was so excited because she believed in me and she would encourage me and she'd come accountable. Like, did you run this weekend? How'd you do? And so I honestly think like she changed the game for me.
Yeah. So basically, to translate over to like a universal thing, I mean, you start something, you flip the switch. First test could be a test of fear. Can I do this? Do I have enough information? Do I have enough education? Am I qualified? Can I do this? Should I even be doing this? Am I going to run into any risks, or am I going to be harming myself? And in those moments when you lack the education, when you lack the information, when you lack the knowledge, what you can do is what you did. You looked for a coach that could look into it, coach that could help you, a coach that could encourage you. So that.
Yeah, she was the best. I missed her and I was talking about her. I'm like, that was awesome days. But I think you also like need to know yourself. And it's like, don't lie to yourself. And we talked about this before. Like, don't lie to yourself. If you have tried time and time again and you keep failing, it's like, then seek help. Mm-hmm. Like, don't just continue to, whether that's therapy and because you can't reframe your mind, you always belittle yourself or have that victim mindset, or like just all you know is excuses, then maybe seek therapy. Or whether it's physical, you need accountability, then maybe a friend. Yeah. But it's like, don't stop. I feel like a lot of us, we just don't imagine ourselves there. And so we feel like we can never go there. And it's like, what if you can? Just little steps. What would it look like if you want to become that person? What would it look like? And just take those steps little by little. Because honestly, I always get shocked. That's why I always try to tell people, like I share, and they're like, oh, no, you've been running. I'm like, no, like you guys, if I can run, anyone can run. I honestly think, and I tell people all the time, it's not yes, obviously, like you have to be healthy and you have to be strong and stuff like that. But it wasn't a physical challenge. Like, it's more a mental challenge. Like, I had to learn how to encourage myself when those days get hard, how to keep going even though it hurts. Like, that was the biggest hurdle for me. Like, my mind giving me so many excuses and wanting to fall for it. And so I think if you can control your emotions in your mind, you can become the person you want to be.
Okay, Mrs. Ambassador, you have gone from not working out to maturing, to being consistent, to having goals, to running half marathons, to running full marathons. And now you are a full-blown ambassador for a pretty big marathon in Long Beach. Encouraging
others to do it.
Is this the end? Is this the ultimate goal for you? Will the journey continue? Will the journey evolve into something else? What's the rest of your journey look like?
I will continue working out. Obviously, it's like good for me, and I think it does clear my headspace. I feel like I notice a difference when I work out versus I don't. But my goal, I want to see how like fit I can be. Like, I want to gain weight for muscle purposes, and so whether that is running. I don't think I'll just always do running. Like, I've always done running and a little bit of strength training, but I would love to incorporate more strength training. I don't know if I can cut running altogether. I know I told you like I might.
So you don't have a plan is what you're saying?
No.
You're like so generically like, oh, I want to be fit.
Because David wants me to say that like I'm going to stop running because I told him I might stop running.
No, I don't want you to say it, but it's just like, okay, you just became an ambassador for running. And like, that's why I'm basically asking you, like, is this like a one and done? Like, I'm done after this?
No, I think
you have said that you want to do the high rocks.
Yeah. And you do need to run for that. 100%. But I honestly don't think I can not run. Like, now there's certain songs I hear and I'm like, I wish I was just running. I wish I was just.
Okay. So are you going to continue doing races? Are you going to bring it down to just doing 5Ks? Are you going to take a year off and strictly just train for high rocks for next year?
I think that's the thing about like us though. I feel I see people.
You.
No, us. Because I see people, for example, like they have done a lot of races. And they go like from marathons to halves to fives, back to do it. Like, they do a lot.
I don't do that.
And it's mostly for the experience. That's what I'm saying. If they're not like us. That's what I'm saying. Me and you are different. Because we are like, no, we have to like what's the point of running or racing if we're not getting better? And like, we're just doing it for the enjoyment and just doing it, you know, like for the experience. It's like, I'm wasting time if I'm not getting better. Like, if there's no, so I can't imagine like just signing up just to sign up. Like, it's like, no, is this gonna, like for LA, like the only reason I do LA is to get better. I'm not gonna just do it just to experience it and have fun. Like, no, I can have fun in other ways, you know? It is fun, 100%.
You're contradicting exactly what you said at the beginning of this.
No, because I celebrate.
You are completely. You've in the middle of this podcast, you flip your switch to now. Oh, like, why do I run? I need to get better. Blah blah blah. I'm not there to have fun. That's exactly what you said, and you did at the LA Marathon. David, look, it's the Oscar thing. David, look, it's the stars.
Yeah.
David, look, it's the hills.
And I celebrate. I'm going to enjoy my race. I'm not going to kill myself for it. That's what I'm saying. But I'm not going to sign up for a race just to sign up for it. If I'm not going to be better than my previous race.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
And so I don't imagine myself.
You want to enjoy it. You still want to enjoy your race, but just at a slightly faster pace.
Yes. Like I want to be like, I'm improving. I can't just pay your, that's a
I'm
lot
improving
of money.
while really not trying that hard. That's what you're trying to do.
Anyways, so I do want to do a High Rocks. I honestly right now can't even see myself doing one in a year. That's very hard.
Not even in 2027?
I don't know.
By the way, the High Rocks are going to be on sale in July.
Because then I'm like, I want to, if I do it, you have to run, but they say you have to run like short distances, but faster for the High Rocks. But like, I feel like I would need to focus so much more on strength training, which I'm like, I don't have the time for that right now. So that's why I'm like, if I get rid of my runs, I can focus like just bulking up. I don't know. I want to see, because I honestly didn't even think I could have these like thighs. And mind you, they're not even that big. But like that was never a like vision for me. And so now knowing like I can gain muscle, now I got excited. But every time I'm like flexing my back, I'm like, David, do you see a line? Do you see a line? I'm like, now I'm like my back. I just started caring about arms, I think like a month ago, maybe. And so I'm just like, that's what I want to see. I want to see like progression because I never imagined myself there, but I never imagined myself running either. So I'm like, I just want to bulk up without any substances helping.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the reason, well, I'm super excited. So I wanted to announce it that I am a Long Beach Marathon ambassador, but also just like know that you can become someone that you can't even like imagine. Like if you want it, the only thing probably stopping you is yourself. And we even took it down and say most likely it's not even yourself. It's like your emotions and your mind, which always fluctuates. So why not just decide, you know what? If my mind always fluctuates, I'm just going to put a leash on it and be like, you can think that, but then what are you going to tell yourself? What are the mantras? What past things are going to be like, okay, well, if I did this, then I can do this today. Mm-hmm. Like there has to be something that you can hold on to when it gets tough, because it is going to get tough. And we talked about this. I've said like, I gave birth, I can do it. I've said if I did it in the heat, I can do it. Like, what is it going to be on race day, on working out days that's going to make you through? Because that's all it takes. It takes one decision, one day, and then slowly it builds up. And before you know it, a year has passed and you're a completely different person. I feel like that's what happened to me. And that's what the whole thing is about. It's being better every single day. You look back, that 1%
yes,
has
sir.
compounded. So if you want to sign up for the Long Beach Marathon, hopefully I think I'll have a coupon code by then. You can put it. Please sign up. Half marathons are about to go quick, they said. There's a lot of 5Ks though. Open, available. The Aquarium of the Pacific 5K here is super fun. You go into the aquarium. If you're scared about the half marathon, but you want to take a step, half marathon, they said it's going to fill up. Like that's going to be the first one to go. And then there's still more marathons if you just want to do it. So without further ado, thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.